Let's try that again. Well, hello there. Microphones work better when you turn them on. Okie dokie. Let's make sure everything's hunky-dory and happy. Good. Yeah. Think we're okay. Rid of that. And do that. Righty then. So, back to... Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Forgot to make sure that this was happy. Let's do that. And also make myself a note. While I'm thinking about that before I forget. Okay. So, back to our old friend Mongoose engine. Today, the editor again. So, I started get down the path. What do we got here? What's going on? Oh, I got 1,000,001 plugin updates. Okay, we'll let you run in the background. I did some stuff over my weekend. For one, I implemented a coordinates. Right now, it's just a class, and it's pretty minimal. It has the vector2 helper and a toString for printing up pretty that we override there, so that we can use them, because I started on the map controller. In fact, that might be entirely new since the last time I streamed this. Map controller is in a rough state currently. I decided that the way I wanted to go about this was to initialize it. So when we load it from the file, we have a helper here. And this controller should be able to, unlike the other ones, it should be able to reload a different map. Because that's one of the original functionalities, is that you could select a new map and load it up, right? Shouldn't need to throw away the controller for that. Just need to call load map again, is the theory. So it doesn't have a hard-coded, or not hard-coded, but a final file path. But, so when we load it up, we initialize the data. We clear you if you're not already. Dart lets me fill, so we just fill you with null. It's a nullable array of objects. Because I didn't want to do, and I started kind of down the path of a interface or a base class for map objects, but it didn't gain me a ton. So I decided to eliminate it for increasing simplicity. So it's just a two-dimensional array of objects. And because I can do that in Dart. And then we're going to fill it. Ah, yes. Finish your plugins. We're going to fill it with the things. The map tiles themselves, easy peasy. The connections, though, we need to build them from the data that is in the file. We need to restart you. That's fine. You can restart right meow. They need to be associated with their tiles, but be displayed in between them. So, we'll go through here and fill in the bits and pieces is sort of the plan. For that, I need structures of a kind, right, to hold this information and make it wrangle it, essentially. Make it usable. So we have this. This is the horizontal connection. Why do I want to split them up like that? Because they're going to have to be different widgets, and I'm going to need to switch on their types. And instead of having one single one that could have multiple different types of connections and all of the extra bits and pieces that would come with that, I opted to do the same thing we did in the Go version, and they're different. They do, however, implement a base class here, or extend one, that just basically guarantees that we have these options. Hopefully making my life easier in a little bit here when we start consuming that. And I added testing for this stuff as well. Oh, coordinates also has cardinal directions in it as an enum for us to use. So that's kind of the catch up for anybody who's following along. Now, this is just to build the tiles. We'll populate them here, and this isn't correct. This was just a rough. I threw everything in here real quick. This should be okay, actually, but we'll get there. When we can display it, it'll be easier to build a test map with it that we can use for the testing that we still need to write from map controller. I started kind of going down the path of making one manually, and I remember that's why I didn't want to make maps manually. It sucked. And I was like, I'm wasting time here for a thing that might not be right because it's very easy to mess up. Anyway, so we have a diagonal, we have a horizontal here. So here, this needs to be IJ horizontal connection tile. Easy peasy. Map can't be null. So that's in place. Now, that's the easy part. We need to get in a... Let's do a vertical one next because it will be simpler. And we can also... yeah. I just banged it out really quick, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute. It needs to be a list. So, that's problematic. So we just need to spruce that up. I don't think we can display this meaningfully until we have all of these pieces in at least. And then get them put... Well, we could display the empty ones. That would be fine. Just to know that we're on the right track. Yeah. Yeah, we need to get these in first. Okay, let's do that. So we're going to throw in a new file. Vertical connection tile. Bring you here in case I need to cheat off of myself. Extends connection tile. Perfect. This one is going to have, they're going to be connection data still. They're nullable. It's going to have north. Connection data. Nullable. South connection. Easy peasy. You are going to be mad because I need my overrides in here. That's fine. Oh, did I? I did. Let's fix that while we're here. And that one. That one. Fix the property name in delete item. Okay. Back to you. This is going to be very much the same. We're going to get the vector and switch on it. Oh, because, yeah. We're just going to throw regular exceptions like we were before. Samey same. Because direction isn't imported yet. North. We'll do the same thing. We'll double check the UUID. Not east. North connection. Like samey sames. North connection will null you. And return. Oh, I put you under the default by accident. That's not correct at all, is it? Like that. South. Too many there. There we go. South. Connection. UUID. We null you, return. The end of that all, if we didn't return and we didn't throw, then we had a trubs. So we'll throw here also. And I just did to JSON so that it's human readable. Here, we're going to do same thing. Switch on this. I think I did the same thing for default and valid. Yep. Throw exception. Valid connection vector. Connection vector. Perfect. Otherwise, if you're north, and also what I did in the beginning, because update also adds things in both of these cases. If north connection is already null, just go ahead and put this one there. Otherwise, we'll double check. Make sure that the UUIDs match. That way we're updating an existing one. If they do, we say go ahead and update you, return. I think that's all we did over here. Double check, yes. Same for south. If you're null, just set it. Otherwise, make sure it's the right ID. If it is, set it. And also down here at the end, if we didn't set, return an except, or already throw an exception, we will throw an exception. Unable to update connection tile with the provided connection data. And this might be something we need to get a better error message for. Allergies just killing me today. Okay. That should be the same, but for the other directions. And now we need to add testing for you so that we know that we didn't screw everything up. I guess I omitted tile. Just do that. That's fine. Okie dokie. Void main test. And I'm going to... How much of this can I just straight up copy? Some of it. Not a ton, though. I can... grab basically all of this. But let me get these imported really quick. These need to be correct. This is less of a big deal, but these coordinates need to be correct because we check to make sure that they're correct before we go mucking around with data, right? To make sure that it's valid. So if this is a northward connection, the origin needs to be, it can be 0, so that's fine. But x needs to be needs to be still 0. Y needs to be -1. And let's duplicate that really quick. That's south now. Y needs to be 1. And then we get our tile. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I screwed up my... I didn't do a constructor. That'll make things easier. There we go. This is test northcon. Test southcon. Easy peasy. Meow. We're deleting the north one. Delete item. Pass in that. Oop. This we expect to be null now. We expect that to still be in place. Beautiful. Next verse, same as the first verse. Flip the direction. That can all stay the same. We flip this. Why do I want to do this? You just tested the other one. It should be fine. Because you find bugs. I found one when I did this the first time. I had made a mistake in the UUID initialization because I forgot the parens, and it was a closure function, which for whatever reason Dart allowed it. It was still a UUID value apparently from string, because we didn't validate this, and this type can contain just crap, which is why we test it when we unmarshal, right? We didn't do it for testing because that's just a ton more stuff, and you should be doing it right. Anyway, so I found that it didn't update things correctly, so. All right. And then I think I just did updating, yeah. So. We did this. Update. North connection. Existing connection. Do. In here, like so. We do all that. I'm also going to do I forgot to over here that we need to make a UUID value here instead, because we're going to need to use it to set the value to the same one in the update. I think I called you like the actual name, but I'm going to say target UUID here instead because I like it more. UUID value from string UID dot v4, like so. Okay, we're going to test updating the north. You will be target. I forgot to change this. It won't matter for the test. It's just good. It'll matter in the outputs if you have to read them. Okay. I'm going to copy basically all of you, because you all are going to stay the same, except I'm going to do that, gonna do that, and it's going to be glorious. Now, instead of deleting the item, update the item, updated connection. Now, that should still be the south guy. This should be that guy. And it is glorious. Update the south, same deal. I'm just going to flippy flop those around. This will stay there. Except I need to change that, otherwise it would be broken. that. You should still be north. You should be the updated in the south area. And we're good. Perfect. Meow. New connection. And actually, I don't need this anymore. That can go right back to that because that can go away. You're not going to have the north guy in there. We're going to add you there. That. Just covering our bases here, making sure we don't screw the pooch. Okay. One more. That. Oh, there we go. I don't know why I was sitting weird, but it hurt. Oh gosh, my night's asleep. Okay. Oh, I'm dying. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we need to also consume you in our map, not map, model controller. So vertical tile container map, boop, can't be null. I, J. Vertical tile connection. I wouldn't do that. Okay, why not? Oh, you mean dying? Sitting in a weird way? I wouldn't do that either, but I did. I have regrets. Many regrets. Let's see, map controller, verticalization, yes. Use the right keys, there we go. Add to vertical tile connection. Perfect. Exactly, yeah. I thought you meant the code. I'm like, what, why? What did I do? Okay, last one we need to do is a diagonal. And diagonal is going to be kind of annoyingly big because it needs to have both directions. So, diagonal connection tile. Ba, 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 ba. Diagonal connection tile extends connection tile. We're going to need connection data. Let's see, we need northeast connection data, southeast connection. We'll just group them up like that. Connection data, northwest connection. Oop. Connection data, southwest connection. All right, you import for me. You get that constructor in there this time at the first, otherwise it'll be upset. Create our overrides. Perfect. We do a switch on. Oops. Dot. Connection vector. That's what I called you. Default throw exception. How did I word you? Valid connection vector, and then I spit out con data connection vector like so. Okay, case direction dot northeast. Port you, please. Northeast connection. PUID. You know what? I don't like this. I think I've already looked this up, and like either capitalization I believe is correct, but now it's going to bother me unless I look it up to be sure. Northeast or northeast. That's not okay. So there's a hyphenated version. Capitalization. Let's see here. I don't know how reliable this site is. Okay, so there is a standard modern answer. Northeast says one word is the correct in modern spelling. Okay. Okay, so this is probably more correct in English, but also it'll be less annoying to type. When I'm letting IntelliSense help me out there a little bit. Okay. Why are you mad now? Oh, I did finals instead of lates. Okay, I think that's what it, right? Yes, good. All right, so if you're there and you're correct, then we're good. No, I did southeast first. Which actually means I should fix the spelling in the capitalization in the whatchamacallit. That's actually done. I'll come back to this. No, I won't. I'm gonna get rid of that. Fix capitalization in or of northeast etc. I just diagonals in coordinates. Okay. See, I bet Muds would allow for good horror gameplay as well as a zombie horror survival game. I don't know about horror. I guess. A survival game, yes. That you almost get into like almost like more like roguelikes with that, I think. But yeah. You could definitely use something like that. I'm trying to figure out, like, in my head, how you would really balance that out. Like, you could definitely build a tile-based zombie horror survival game for sure, right? That would be very, very fitting for that sort of a thing. But MUDs really want to be, you know, an online... They're early MMOs. So, like, you would end up just skinning all the monsters as zombies, which, okay, sure. But it seems very, like, one-dimensional, you know? Direction... Southeast. Already did you. Before I got distracted. If con data UUID Southeast connection UUID null U con data UUID northwest connection UUID null U return southwest? Yes, southwest. Southwest connection, null U out, return. Okay, and then if we didn't find anything, throw exception. And what did we say over here? We just said invalid connection date. Yeah. And then we threw out the JSON, like so. Connection vector, samey. Default, throw the exception, which we did. Same invalid connection vector. I'm just gonna copy pasta you in here because that's the same. And this is actually going to end up looking the same too at the end of the switch. Why do you think you're unreachable there? Northeast. Northeast connection is null. Then just set it and return. Now you're not unreachable. Interesting. Otherwise, con data UUID is equal to. I figured it could be something more survival based and loot crafting with PvP encounters. Yeah, you could. That introduces a lot of like you'd have to make sure to respawn your materials pretty quick or spread people out a lot. There's a couple ways to solve it. It would introduce some complications, but yeah, it would totally be doable. Northeast connection. UID. Then update it. Return. If I'm southeast and null, southeast connection is con data. We're done. UUID. UUID. Good. Northwest. If it's null. Set it. Oops. One day I'm going to learn to avoid that button. But it is not this day. UUID. UUID. That. It's almost like correcting your own errors helps you more than correcting AI code errors. This is fun to watch. Sorry for your distraction. No, you're good. Case direction. I don't know. Like I don't correct AI errors because I don't use AI at all. Southwest F. Southwest connection is null. Like so. I'm gonna keep the same pattern just to make it easier to read. Southwest connection. UID. There's probably a nicer way to lay this out. I just want to get it working first, and we'll come back through and reevaluate. In fact, there might not, though. I think we can collapse these guys into one. We'll come back and look at it, though. This is very readable, which is why I settled on it. It's my joke. When you are coding yourself like this, it helps. I think myself included with this new gen of coders are too lazy to write our own imports. Well, I don't really write my own imports. I mostly let the IDE do that, or I right-click it. Like, I don't see a ton of value in that. Like, I use IntelliSense, and I use the non-AI version, right? I don't want extra stuff to come in there, but I absolutely use it to remember, did I call that thing, you know, foobar or bar foo or whatever, you know? And IntelliSense is really, really good and has been for a long time. Okay, I think... Yes, I think we're good there. And part of why I didn't just copy pasta this and go start editing it in is because going through it and making myself type it is going to help me to remember or increase the odds that I'll remember how I did this in the future. So if I run into an issue and I'm like, oh, that thing is somewhere in the connection tiles, I have a switch statement, I think, and it parses and figures out the directions. And I know I have that, you know, stored in my brain meats so I can have clues later. This one, diagonal. connection test. It wouldn't be groundbreaking though for people code. It wouldn't be groundbreaking though for people coding before AI to go without it. I jumped on before ChatGPT became commercial. Gotcha. Yeah. Mapping the game right now, right? Yes. Well, building the data structures that the map data will go into to be displayed in the UI. Brain meats, yes. Void main test delete. So we need to do northeast. We need to do all of these and this. Import for me. I'm happy to copy this. This is not groundbreaking, super invaluable, amazing things I really need to recall that much. That, and then this can be southwest. This I do need to fix up though. Okay, so we're 0, 0. So north and east will be -1 and 1. Like so, to give this the correct vector. This will need to be, so if it's south and west, it'll be 1. Wait, no. This should be southeast. Wait, I did this backwards, I think. X, yeah, X is 1, Y is -1. There we go. This needs to also be 1, but this is 1 because we go south and east, which that's backwards on my screen. But you get the picture, I hope. And then you are southeast. Like so. What ID am I using? JetBrains. This is just IntelliJ. I'm a JetBrains stan. And then you, so we northeast, southeast, we need north, west, and south, west, which will be -1 on the X, -1 on the Y for northwest. Yes. -1 on the X, +1 on the Y for south. Wrong button. There we go. Jeez. That was painful. Why aren't you Oh, because I'm off one. All right. Let's just do this. Trying to remember that shortcut. Northwest. Northwest. Southwest. Southwest. Okay. There's that. And now diagonal connection tile. Test tile. Diagonal connection tile. And then inside of here, we are going to have north, west. That's... I did east first. It doesn't really matter. As long as they match up. Southwest. Southwest. Northeast. Northeast. Southeast. Southeast. Right? Yes. Good. Perfect. Meow. We delete the, what did we say we were going to see? Northeast. Northeast. Respect. And so we southeast, test southeast. Forgot that we do need to. Northeast is supposed to be null. Northwest should be still there. Southwest should also still be there. All right. This should all be Gucci. And it is. Perfect. Now we just gonna do southeast. All of that can stay the same. Do that. You like that. I feel pretty spicy. We're gonna YOLO the others. And we'll run them all at the end. You should be null. That one will be southwest. And then you should be null. Victory is mine. And now we need to run through. Let's pasta that in real quick. We need to update northwest connection, existing connection. Up here, UID value, target ID, target UUID, either one. Let's just do target ID. UUID value from string UUID v4 like so. We said northwest, so that'll be you. Target ID. We make one more of these guys. Forgot to do that. Oop. One more of you guys. We're going to call you dated con. And in the sake of copy pastaing this test, because we need to do so much of it, I'm just going to say updated enter here. Like so. They still all go in. You can go in there really quick. Northwest is the one. I forgot to target ID, but also This does need to be the correct coordinates for northwest, like so. And then northwest, we expect you to be updated. Oh, and also update item, not delete it. Perfect. Let's do southwest next. We'll swappy that. You need to become the correct coordinates for southwest. And then southwest needs to become updated. Beautimous. Okay, so northwest, southwest, then we need to do northeast. You are my northeast. There you are. Put that in there. And then we need to be 1 and -1. That east, yep. Correct vector. Do. Southwest con. And then my northeast needs to become updated. And then southeast. Oops. That's target. Target ID. You up there. 1 and 1. That makes sense to me. That. Northeast. Updated. Perfect. All this should pass nicely. Looks good to me. Okay. Next batch. New connection time. We don't need that anymore. That goes back in there. We don't need this anymore. Okay, we're doing northwest. So we don't do that. We throw you in there. And you should be in there. Glorious. You, northwest, southwest. Put the northwest back in here. Southwest. And then northeast. Southwest goes back in. Southwest. Northeast goes away. Goes back in there. And then southeast. Northwest. Southwest goes back. Southeast? Southeast. You, just like so. Everybody should be passing. No, I messed something up. Northeast. Northeast. Update item. Test northeast con. See, we found a bug. See, northeast, right? Northeast. Right there. That's why I went to all the trouble of testing them all. Perfect example right there. Okay, meow. Controller, please. Thank you. This diagonal map can't be null. J is diagonal connection tile. I'm not going to put the connections in there. We'll do that in a minute. Yep, that looks good to me. Add diagonal connection tile. Piece of cake. Meow. Let's work on getting the map on the screen. And then we will fill it. That's not what I wanted. Give me pane. There you are. Okay, map editor in here. We're done with that for now. We should be done with these guys for now. Oh, I need to fix that too really quick. Let me fix these. Oop. Hopefully that didn't break a bunch of stuff. Okay. Only the diagonals, yes. Coordinates test as well, that's fine. That's done. That's done. I think. Yes. That I'm going to put off for just a second until we get things closer to working. So actually, let's put that there. Select the tile object in this widget. Oh, that's going to be a little... Yeah, we'll leave it for now. Fix spelling of diagonals in coordinates enum. Oop. Forgot to add things. There we go. Okay. So, in our map editor, meow, we've got you in here. We have a map pane. Inside of here, we don't have a map widget yet. Do I want to put it? Do I want to put all this logic in here? I need my selected object to actually live above, I think. I think... I think I can just list builder in here. Certainly for now. If it becomes unwieldy, we can pull it out and put it someplace else. Map title, yeah, down in here. I'm not we do need an expanded, I think. We won't need the center. We're going to need a list view builder in here. And I need to remember, I need to look up the docs on building those again. List view class, do. List view builder. I'm gonna need this is gonna be broken here for a second. That's okay. Build context, int index. What are you mad about? That's what you're mad about. Do that really quick. Just so that it will compile. I'm going to need... And this ties into my organization of widgets here because my tile data is over here. But I think I'm okay still. So in here, how have I been doing this? I think I've been putting it inside of state. I think it needs to live inside of state. I need to build my controller up in here. No, it goes up in here because I need to pass it in. Because... No, that's a lie too. I can put it in here. And because it's not passed in, it lives in here. But then, does that get rebuilt? Shouldn't. But make sure I'm not doing anything stupid. Yeah, I've put your controllers in here. Okay. So, we need a map controller in here. Like so. And need the UI stuff in here too. pick a file, etc. For right now, we're just going to do temporarily. Actually, let's not do that. Oh, what is it? I did it over here too, I think. I'm sure. In its state. Right? Yes. We call super on you, and then in here, widgets, binding, instance, add post frame callback. So this will let us add a callback after everything gets all spun up and it's ready to rock. Got one too many commas or parens there. There. Okay. Let's do temporary hard set map file path. Map controller load map. This we put it's going to be editor test map, right? Where, yes. JSON. Like so. And then we set state on you. Do we need to set state? I believe we, yes. Because that is going to drive this. So in here, we've got this little placeholder. That's fine for meow. We can see that. This guy, where was that? It's items, item count. Boop. Item count is going to be the and my map controller. Yes, that's my list of objects. I should be able to reach it there. That should be fine. This is the length of it. We're going to need to make sure this needs to be the map is not null, I think. Otherwise, just put null here. Am I not allowed to do that for some reason? Why can't I do either an if or a ternary here? This view can't be assigned to the parameter type widget. What? Item builder. Is there something special about it being a list view? I guess I could do here. So you're that or you're 0. That should still be safe too. And then I'm going to immediately say map has not been initialized. Is that a hot reload error? Because you should. No? Map controller. Because it's not, it hasn't been initialized yet. But that's redundant. So if that's redundant, oh, it's because it's, okay, it's because it's late. It can just be a variable, and that'll be fine. And then if it gets reset, it gets reset, which it will get reset. The part where it hasn't loaded, or no, it has. We just haven't done anything with it in here. We've just got this text. That should be loaded. So inside of here, we do another list view builder. Correctly capitalized. Yes. Okay. Now you have an item count. At index length. I can do. Okay, perfect. Item builder, build context, int index. In here, right now we're just going to do, we're going to call you map I, map J. For now, we're going to put a text widget. This at map I, map J. And then this is my container. Ooh, so I'm going to need widgets for you, but that's okay. Except I don't have... Ooh, I didn't think about that. That's going to be a little bit of a problem. because I need to access the data inside of them to display it as well. But you'll know I'll know the concrete types in the widgets when I switch on them, so that's okay. But just for the sake of getting this on the screen and making sure that my initial premise is correct, I could just string them, I guess? I don't know if that's going to do me any good. That sure looks like a whole heck of a lot of not a thing. Let's just make sure. Okay. Let's make sure that path is correct. I did just kind of YOLO it from memory. Hold up here. Okay, so we go up one. It's in server. It's in config. It is editor test map. Yes. Okay. Okay. Let's say size X. You can't be null if you're in here. I can't do that? Oh, right. App controller. App. This is totally not correct right now. And I don't have access to... I didn't store size. Okay. Does that matter to me? Do I need to store size X, size Y? We read it. I don't think I care just yet. Let's just spit the length out. Oh my gosh. I just want you to print a thing for me here. Vertical viewpoint is given on bound height. Okay. Yeah, that does make a degree of sense. I think here. This actually needs to go inside of a row. Because we're doing X and then Y. So let's do that really quick. That's a thing. You don't count as a widget. I just need to type correctly. And then this is the end of my list view builder. I don't know if I can nest list view builders like this. It might not be legit. And then inside of here, because I is my X, this should be columns. It'll be the same type of deal. Like so. Okay, we're still unbounded though. Vertical viewpoint is given unbounded height. You're expanded with a flex. Why do you have a flex? Because you have a flex, that's why. If we put you inside of an expanded as well, and you, do you figure yourself out? Probably not. No. Okay. Incorrect use of parent data widget. That makes a kind of a degree of sense. I can't do that because the list view builder isn't going to let me. Oh, do I just need to? No, you're already expanded. Do I need to put everything inside of a column? Oh, I forgot. One of them. There we go. No. We're still very unhappy with the world. Scrollable widget is nested inside. Oh, list views are scrollable. That's why. I don't know that I can use list views for this, which is not the end of the world. There should also be... I don't know that this is going to make any difference or not, but... Scroll direction is a thing. Let's see here. This would be... Oh, that's not what I thought it was. Oh, it is. It's axis. That's what it is. Axis dot horizontal. I don't think that's gonna matter. Yeah, it's still borked. And I think that's going to be problematic anyway, because I want this thing to be zoomable and like panable within this frame. So I'm going to need to do different things in here, which is fine. I just need to figure out what they are. Get rid of all this. Got rid of a little too much. That. There we go. Okay. So I need to do something else. What are my options here? I'm going to need it to be scrollable. On both axes. Two-dimensional scroll view. Oh. Interesting. Two-dimensional scroll view. Okay. So, two-dimensional scroll view. Oh, that's an abstract. Who implements you? Tell me. That's a package. I don't want that. Two-dimensional scrollable class. So that one instead. Okay. Now, what are these? Scrollable details. There's the class docs, but and if we have to build a table for the actual data, that's okay too. But I need to. I want an example, please. Let's see. Do you have? Here's a dart pad example. Oh, they wrote their own for this, and then they extended it. Okay. Which, I mean, maybe we have to do. I would like to not if I can avoid it and don't need to. See what this article has to say about this. Shut up, medium. Two-dimensional scrollables. I shouldn't need... No. Shouldn't need that. Scroll at table view. Okay, whatever. I want to see what you're doing with the scroller, not this stuff. I just use table view directly. Oh, okay. I wonder if this is also something that's just part of the framework and not something I'm supposed to use directly. Let's double check this here. That's the abstract docs. Ah, okay. So this is the package he was talking about. This is a package, but it's by flutter.dev, so it's probably fine. To pull in, they probably are, yeah, it was published 4 months ago, so, which I believe is just when it was updated. Where there's your repository. Yeah, the readmes from last year. It was actually last commits were in 4 days ago. That could be a valid option. Yeah, everybody just keeps saying to use this package. Okay, so we're going to use the package. In this case, it's going to outweigh, I think, the amount of work to reproduce this, I think, will outweigh the bad juju of importing a bunch of crap. 0.3.7 is the latest. Go ahead and pub get that. I need to update Flutter too. I keep forgetting to do that. Okay. Changed one dependency. And now I'm going to chuck this into my Flutter bookmarks really quick, just in case, because this is going to be like the big daddy widget. It's going to be the hard one to make. Table view and tree view. So we want a table view. And there should be example lib table view. Example lib table view. Infinite table. Oh, well, isn't that interesting? Scaffold, table view, builder. Oh, oh. Well, isn't this interesting? Build cell. Column count is column count, column builder. So we might, if we use a builder like this, we're probably going to want to keep hold of the X and Y's. How do I tie this to my backing data, though? Okay, interesting. Simple table. This table selection come in. Oh, okay, there we go. Where's this vicinity? Oh, right here. Table vicinity. Interesting. Table view cell. Oh. The single segment that can be selected at one time. Okay. I think the other one was closer to what we really end up wanting. Kind of think this guy. Let's take a look at Table Explorer, though. This just kind of combines everybody. Okay. I would love to. Where are you? Web. Oh, you're right here, duh. I would love to. I guess they don't have a dart pad. Already made for this. I'd love to see. This is from that other dude. We'll just chuck that real quick. I still think this is probably our closest bet. Copy you, chuck you in here, give you a run. Well, crap. Okay. That means I'm going to have to create a Dart project for it. Ugh. Ugh. Gross. Yeah, it's just unsupported. Okay. Fine. Make sure I didn't miss anything, or they said, hey, dummy, here's a... Yeah. Okay. Fine then. Be that way. Let's do... Just chuck it in there. Oh wait, no, that was I'm an idiot. That is the SDK path, not the project path. Infinite table. There we go. No end, no, nah. Yeah. Yeah. No mobiles. The rest of those. Okay. Sure. Yes. New window. Get up here for me. That can go away. Boop. Chuck that back in there. I will need to spec YAML. You need two dimensional scrollables. 0.3.7 pub get. Okay, that should fix that. And now you should run. Entry point doesn't contain a main function. Ah. Because hang on. This is meant to be used all as one. That's why. All right, so hang on. We're gonna close that. I'm going to delete the infinite table. I'm going to new project it again. Not going to mess with that one this time. Flutter playground, table playground. You guys know, the rest sure. Create you, yes. New window. Get up here with the rest of your friends. This is still going to need the two-dimensional scrollables 0.3.7. That sounds about right. I'll get it. Do that still, but I could have just pulled down the files, I guess. It's fine. This is the table explorer. Boop, chuck you in here. And auto directory. Give me the file. Give me the file. Give me the file. I'm doing this the hard way for sure. I should have just pulled the whole folder down. It's fine. There. Are you happy now? Chuck those. J by JetBrains. Yep. Okay, now, yeah, you're broken because we deleted you. That's fine. I don't care. You still don't have a main function in here? Why not? Why don't you have a main? Okay. I should have just pulled down the whole thing, but I got lazy. And I only wanted to see some things. Put you in here. And now you're mad. Because this isn't in here. And then also Tree Explorer. Because I need to also pull down bum, 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 bum. Can I not just pull down a folder from GitHub? Thought I could. Upload files. I can't download files. It's a great example of how sometimes being lazy takes longer. I just wanted to look at one little simple thing. Boo, 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 boo. I need a folder for you. Ah. New directory. You were called tree view. We'll just keep everything where you think you want it. It's fine. It's fine. Go in there. Run main. So I can look at this thing. Let it build. Clean up all that junk real quick while I'm here. Yes, I'm aware. Thank you. Okay, now, table view. That's what I want to look at. Big. I want to look at infinite. Well, it's not really scrollable. How about this? Oh, that's scrollable. Okay, so I would need to... it's shift. Okay. I don't love that. And I would also need to figure out how to tie... Make it draggable. So that's an interesting question for the internet. Flutter drag to scroll. But it's out of sheer curiosity was merged. Merged cells. Okay. And that's simple. Infinite really looks close. You can also fix them to fitty. I got no scroll bars, which I would kind of like. Maybe we can turn them on. But scroll behaviors now allow or disallow drag scrolling. Oh, okay. It by default allows scrolling widgets to be dragged by all pointer device kinds except for the mouse. Okay. So there's a way forward there is what we're learning, which is good. I do like ways forward. Okay, so we've had a little play with that. I'm going to bookmark this in my Flutter folder because we're going to need to come back to that to get the drag scroll to work. I think we're done with that for a hot second. We might come back and look at it, but we don't need to like directly refer to it anymore. The infinite table example here. Build span. Build cell. Interesting. You can switch on multiple things like this. Oh. Anywho, vicinity. Where is build cell? Build cell gets called in cell builder. What does vicinity? Where does that come from? That might just be a property. In fact, I know it is. I might have closed that too soon. Or at least I have a pretty good guess that it is, because when we were in here running this, plot thickens. I noticed that I was scrolling down here. And it was scrolling down here because entered columns. So where these guys don't do it. But there's some awareness built into everything in this as to where you are in the table. Okay. That's got to be what they're hooking into there. But as for me, but I could still use that in theory, because the vicinity column and row, if we set you the row count and the column count, that should map to coordinates. I can just pull it out of the map. Theory, right? Okay. So that's what we're going to think about doing. Just check those in the trash while I'm here. There we go. Okay, so that's what we're going to have to try first. What all have we accomplished in here? We took laid off of you. We commented that. Nothing really. Nothing of consequence in this set of changes just yet. So, in fact, you could actually just go back for now. We're going to tackle this tomorrow, because it's going to be a little bit of a bear, I think, to get this all figured out, because the docs are kind of spotty. It's a new widget, it looks like, so it's not published 4 months ago. Is there a history? It's older than 4 months. Pretty sure. But it's not like massively old. So we're gonna have to figure out the correct way to get this set up in the way we want it. But I wonder. No, it's diagonal drag behavior. Anyway, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna go make my lunch and go to bed. But thanks for everybody who came to hang out. It was good to see you all. If you like this kind of thing, I do this 4 days a week for roughly 2 hours a night, starting tonight and ending on Monday night. So come back, see some more tomorrow. I'd love to see you. And if not, you guys have a great weekend.